Good evening. We're continuing today our series, Way of the Righteous, Orchot Tzadikim. Last week we spoke about laziness. We're going to speak about generosity and some other issues. I just want to make two announcements. As you know, I'm going to Eretz Israel this Wednesday, and I won't be here for 3 weeks. So we're going through a long break here. Next time we'll see each other will be in a month. Just before Rosh Hashanah I will be. The next 3 Mondays you have off. Please find, good lectures online to listen to. At least you have your routine will go on. Also, I want to make another announcement. Many people ask me, I need your CDs from now to now. They don't have time to order it online or whatever. You can go to La Bella Pizza on Main Street here in Flushing. Main Street, corner of 69. Usually you're going to be able to get my CDs over there and enjoy their delicious food. And then in Lakewood, you have it in Madison Avenue. In Lakewood, there's a kosher gym. So you can get it in a kosher gym, 1700 Madison Avenue. That's the address over there in Lakewood. The owner over there is getting boxes of CDs because there's a lot of interest over there, Baruch Hashem. So for people who wants to get CDs, they know where they can. Other than that, you can order them online. It's only $1 CD, have 30 hours of lectures. And one more thing, we made, Baruch Hashem, new USBs. New ones, they just came. The old one was until 6-7 months ago. Now it's until 2 weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago. It's all the psychology of the mind and all the other series. Over 1,000 hours of lecture, you can order it online. This is you can connect it to your phone, you can connect it to your TV, you can connect it to a computer, to the car. Baruch Hashem. Over 1,000, it's like 50, 60 CDs here. $20, that's it. Get it, you have enough Torah for 2 years. Baruch Hashem. Top. This is all the announcement. Now we will start. Be'ezrat Hashem, I want to be able, I wish I could, but I don't think I will be able to get before Yom Kippur to the most important chapter of this series, which is the last one before the end, is the chapter of Tshuva. The last chapter is Torah, but Tshuva is a very long and very important chapter for the life of a Jew. If a person, would learn this chapter very, very carefully, he's going to see a major change in his life. But today we are, like I say, we're speaking about generosity. Generosity, it's a very good trait, obviously. Hashem loves generous people very much. Generosity shows that a person actually has faith and confidence in Hashem. If he's afraid to give donations, he's afraid to share with what he has with others, that means because he's thinking that the more I give to others, the less I will have. Comes the Torah and educate us the opposite. The Torah says, no, the more you give to people, the more I will give you. So if you give 1,000 to people, I will give you back this 1,000 and more. If you give 10,000, I'll give you 10,000 and more. Or I will give you things that are much more valuable than money. Not everything in life is money. Maybe a person has enough to live. He lives comfortably. He has everything he needs. So if he gave, $100,000 donations in his life, and Hashem only gave him 60 back, it doesn't mean Hashem neglected him. For the extra 40, he gave him great kids. They love to learn. They achieve great marks. They're on the right path. In today's generation, to have good kids is a miracle. It's not what used to be 100 years ago when kids had no chutzpah and they had respect and everyone was modest and the world was clean and no children ever dared to speak back to their parents or to anybody else. And everybody people call each other with the last name, Mr. or Mrs. There's no such thing, the way the society became today. And there was no media, and there's no television, there's no internet, there's no phones, and there's no naked people everywhere, and there's no animals everywhere. The way the world was a different thing. So to have a kid that loved to learn 100 years ago, no. It still can comply with the law of nature, because there's no electric, there's really nothing to do. The only thing is to work, a little bit sport, and to learn. That's it. There's nothing else in life. So it's very common that a lot of the children would love to learn Torah because it's very interesting, and keeps them occupied, and they achieve things, and people give them respect. So many people love to learn. Today the Satan made the world so bad that it's a miracle that your children are devoted, and they sit and they learn, and they get hundreds on the test, and they prepare for the test, and they do their homework, and later on one day they'll be rabbis. Don't take it for granted. It's a miracle. Look at it as a miracle. So if you have a miracle or 2 or 3 in a family, that your children are like that, there has to be a reason for it. Sometimes it's because you give a great example. Okay. Sometimes you don't give a great example. You're just generous. You give a lot of tzedakah. And Hashem says, I must pay this guy back. How will I pay him? I don't want him to be too rich, too much. Okay, I'll give him something much better than money. Or God forbid, a person was supposed to die young, and Hashem gave him extra 20 years of life. Everyone agreed that it's worth more than any billions of dollars, right? Extra 20 years of life. If wealthy people could have bought 20 years of life for $1 billion, they would do it, no? Without a doubt, if they had the money. So some things are much more valuable than money, one way or the other. The more you give, the more you get. מתן אדם ירחיב לו ולפני גדולים ינחנו. A person that gives, מתן אדם, a giving by a person, ירחיב לו, will make his path wider, meaning he has more options in life. More siyata dishmaya. This is all verses. It's Mishlei, Proverbs 18, 19. 17, 18. מתן אדם ירחיב לו ולפני גדולים ינחנו. And in front of great people, it will show you the path. You will be in a good league. ואין דבר בעולם המביא את האדם לידי אהבת העולם כמו הנדיבות. Nothing in this world will make people love you like generosity. Remember this. If people want to be liked by society, by their family, by their neighbors, by the people in the synagogue, or the community, what makes people love you the most is that you're not stingy, that you're generous. You always volunteer, you always donate, you always give from yours. People love it. Even stingy people appreciate very much generous people. They don't like other stingy people. You understand? So therefore, if a person is generous, more and more people love him. And also in the next world, his reward is huge. The main reward, as we all know, it's in the next world. So his reward will be huge in the next world, and not only huge, it will also be eternal. There are 3 kinds of generosity in life. Do you know which one? 3 different kinds of generosities. One, obviously, with money. You just give a lot of donations. You give money, you help people, you give them all kinds of things. Okay. Second generosity is with your body. You volunteer your body to help people. You're driving them, you're helping them carry, you're taking them to places, you're walking them, you're showing them the way. You help to build, you help to clean. Everyone finished to pray on Shabbat in the synagogue, they quickly run home to eat. You clean the place, you fix the chairs. This is generosity with your body. Not only with your money. This is something that even poor people can do. Money, you need to be rich, or at least you have to have money. With the body, you don't need to be rich. You can be very poor. You can volunteer your body, helping, carry, doing things for people. And the third generosity is generosity with your wisdom. If you are a smart person, if you know a lot of Torah, you share it with others. You don't just sit and enjoy and learn and you don't care about the world. You teach your children, you teach people, you teach your student, you teach in yeshiva. It's technically, they speak here about Torah, but really it's also true about secular studies. If you know a lot of math, you can teach people math if they have problems. English, all kinds of computers, can teach people what they need. To drive, someone needs to drive, he needs a tutor. Okay, come, let me give you a few lessons. I teach you all the rules. Meaning any kind of wisdom that you can share with others, obviously it's a chesed, it's kindness. Avraham Avinu had all three. He was generous with money, as it's written, Vayita Eshel, he made a hotel, people sleep and eat for free, as long as they bless Hashem. And he was very generous with his body when he went to risk his life to save Lot, his nephew, and he went to a war to take him out of prison. And he was very generous with his wisdom because he taught the nation there is one God, and one after the other were converting to the monotheism religion, to believe in one God, because all of them were idol worshippers. So Avraham ran around and gave seminars and lectures. Him and his wife Sarah, Dichtiv, which is written, ואת הנפש אשר עשו בחרן, the nefesh that they did in Haran. This is a very, very superb trait, that a person is teaching others and bringing them closer to Hashem, as we spoke about it hundreds of times in the past. It's written in Proverbs 19, chapter 19, verse 6, Rabim yechalu pnei nadiv. When someone is generous, his nature is generosity. Many people are expecting him always to come. People love it when he comes. Oh, look at him. He always come. He always nice. And therefore, if you ask people, ask the kids, ask the children, we want to invite guests for Shabbat or for the holidays. Right away, they have a list of recommendation. Invite this guest, invite this one. Why is it? The ones that bring them gifts, they're on the top of their list. He bring me toys, he gives me this, he got me checkers, he got me, I don't know, all these toys that the kids love. So right away, in the mind of the kids, they want someone that is generous to them, or someone that take them Motzei Shabbos for pizza and sushi. They love this kind of guest, right? Not that they don't like the other ones. They like everyone, but they love the generous one more. Why? Kids cannot lie. They tell you the truth. Why you like him? Because he takes me for pizza, right? It's very natural. Also, someone that teach others, דבריו נשמעים כשהוא מוכיח בני אדם לשוב לעבודת הבורא יתברך. His words are actually heard when he rebuke people to come closer to Hashem. If he needs help, everyone will help him. Everyone would live in peace with him. And there's another verse in Mishlei 28, verse 27, Noten larash en machsor. Someone that gives to the poor will never ever lose from it. How many times in your life you feel when you give something to poor people, money or something that it's yours, or now you have to go buy another one, that you actually lost it from your pocket? But the Torah has a beautiful promise. The question is, you believe in God or no? He's not a liar. He's not a member in the Israeli Knesset or in a Congress or in Donald Trump's team. When God says something, if we don't believe him, basically we don't believe anyone. It's obvious, no? And if he say to you in a Tanakh, even the Goyim reads it, Noten larash en machsor. When you give to the poor, it will never make you lose anything. You'll never go down from it. En adam me'ani min tzedakah, the Gemara say. Le'olam en adam, no, a person can never become more poor than by giving tzedakah to others. Charity. Impossible. The truth is that even if we didn't have the Torah, it should have been obvious. Without Torah, who can tell me why? Why it should be obvious that if you have a person and you have mercy on him, and you give him money or food from your own money and from your own food, it cannot be that you're going to lose because of it. Why? When you do something for a friend to help him, your friend asks you a favor and you did it for him, and then he asks you again and you did it for him. Your friend likes you or he hates you? He likes you, right? In return, He wants to do something nice for you, or he wants to stab you in the back for helping him so many times? Normally, what's the right thing? Gratefulness, right? People, why you appreciate him so much? Listen, don't talk. He helped me a lot when we were young. In school, this guy did a lot for me. I owe him. Why are you so nice to him? But he's not so nice. Listen, don't talk. I owe him a lot. I owe his father. This is the way the world is. Most people, I hope most, they have gratitude to people that did favors to them. So now the question is like this. If God say to us, help the poor, and even if we didn't have Torah, it's common sense. The poor is dying, he has nothing to eat. And you go and bring him food. And now he has what to eat and he doesn't die thanks to you. Do you think the creator of the world will benefit you from it? Or will actually stab you in the back? What do you think? Common sense, before we even go to religion. It's simple common sense. If I won't do it to someone who did me a favor, he is going to do it, right? He gives food to everyone. He feeds the world. He feeds the animals. He gives us oxygen. He made such beautiful world for us. So much kindness in his way. He could have made the world very boring. And after all of that, we listen to him and we give from what we have to strangers, and we think that because of that he's going to make us lose? How can it be? It's simple common sense. If you don't believe me, after the lecture you come to me. Please, I urge you to come. I have one guy from Romania, non-Jew, Romania. Every day he make one donation on a website. Every day, not every month. I beg Jews, make a recurring donation on my website. Whatever you can, $50, $100, $200, $500, whatever you can. Anyone can do something, no? It adds up. There's so many thousands of listeners. If every one of them will give even $50, we have a beautiful budget to save thousands of extra Jews every year. It's like talking to the wall. 1,000 listen, 1,000 heard, one actually listened to the instruction or to the request. And here is one non-Jew from Romania. I say to him, slowly, you're becoming one of my main partners. He writes to me, I'm not doing it out of a good heart or out of generosity. I can prove to you that every day when I give, God sends me a lot more. The more I give, the more he sends me. So why wouldn't I give? And I got that point. How many people who learn in yeshiva still did not get it? Can read his email. Unbelievable. Almost every day. Once in a while he skip a day, but almost every day. Why? It became a way of life for him. Even a little donation, still fine. But meaning, he got the concept. I want Hashem to send me money. Doesn't matter Jew, non-Jew. God send money to the Goyim as well. No, who feeds them? The more I'll do for his children, there's no way I can lose from it. Unbelievable. So it's very, very simple and guaranteed common sense. Now, on top of that, it's written at least 100 times in the Tanakh. What else do you want? It requires by common sense, and there's over 100 times a promise in the Tanakh that the more you give, the more I will benefit you. So why are you being so stingy? Why it hurts you so much to give? And another place it says, Malveh Hashem chonen dal. When you have mercy on the poor and you help him, it counts that you lend me money. I owe you. Hashem said. Chonen dal, someone that has mercy on the poor, it's count like he malveh Hashem. He lends money to Hashem. Do you understand what I'm saying here? Can you lend something to Hashem? Even to Bill Gates you cannot lend anything. Everything you want to lend him, he has. And imagine to Hashem. But it counts in Shamayim that you gave a loan to God himself. Meaning you did him a favor. Metaphorically. But the reward is not metaphoric, it's real. You understand the concept here? Malveh Hashem chonen dal. Someone that has mercy on the poor, it counts like he's malveh Hashem. He is lending money to Hashem, not to the poor. Why? because this poor is my son, and I ask people to have mercy on him. So when you go and give him money, it's actually like you gave it to me, right? If someone screams, my son is starving, tomorrow it's a holiday, he doesn't have what to eat, I don't know what to do, and one person ran and gave his son money, who he actually gave money? To his son or to him? He doesn't know his son, he knows him. He heard that he's in trouble, his son needs help, he ran quickly to help his son. Very simple. Also, Chazal are teaching us in the Gemara that in order for a person to become generous, even though he was born stingy, from very young age he doesn't want to share candy with his brothers, with friends, always hide everything by him, it's only him. How does a person become generous if his nature is to be stingy? How? The answer, habit. You work on your habit. You practice. In the beginning, you give a quarter a day. Quarter, even stingy people can give. Then you give 2 quarters. Then after a month or two, $1. Then after another month or two, $3. Then after another few months, $5. And then 10, and then 20, until you get to give thousands of dollars every month. Why is it? Because when you get used to something, it's already like a machine. That's it. It's working. It's a system. Why I always tell people, some people say, don't worry, Rabbi, I'm going to make a monthly donation manually. I say to them, trust me, you won't. Just make it recurring on a credit card and you forget about it. Why? Because every month you're going to go through the same struggle and pain to fight your stinginess and your Yetzer Hara. Once you did it now, you suffer for a day or two, and it's over. And then it's automatically come already in your total. You don't even pay attention. Another 100 a month, big deal. But if you have to keep doing it every month it becomes a war. Am I right or wrong? Over the years, all the people that say, I promise I'm going to do every month manually, only 2 kept their word. From who knows how many hundreds. All the other ones, they did once and they forgot. Or that they failed in the next month. Why? The Yetzer Hara will let you give money to save souls? Are you normal? Do you know what the struggle is going to be? So it says here, מידת הנדיבות תלוי בהרגל. You have to get yourself used to it. כי אינו נקרא נדיב עד שיהיה רגיל בכל עת ובכל שעה להתנדב כפי יכולתו. It has to be a routine thing, not once in a while you agree to give. Every day, it's an everyday way of life. Why are you doing it every day? You can do once a month. No, I want it to be a part of my life. Like I eat every day I have to do chesed to someone. I have to give, I have to help, I have to drive people, I have to give them money. I want it to be a way of my life. That there's not going to be one day that before I sleep, if Hashem comes to me and say, hey Moshe, what good deed you did today? I won't have what to answer. By me, it will never happen. I help people, I comfort them on the phone, I give them money, I send them donation, I invited them for Shabbat, I drove them around, I cheer them when they're in the sadness, I give them great advices. If I had old clothes that I'm not using and I know they can use, I gave it to them instead of throwing it. All kinds of things like that. That's very good. כי האדם שנותן למי שראוי ליתן 1,000 זהובים בפעם אחת, אינו נעדיף כמי שנותן 1,000 זהובים ב1,000 פעמים. That's a very famous question that people ask a lot. What's better, Rabbi? To give $1,000 in one shot, or to give $1 1,000 times to 1,000, even to the same person, but in 1,000 times? The answer is, when you give every day a lot, more and more and more, this is a routine giving, even though in the end it comes to the same amount, but you got yourself used to giving. Later on you can increase the amount. But now you cannot live without it, because there's a rule in the Torah, אחרי הפעולות נמשכים הלבבות. After the actions, follows the heart. First, you force yourself to do something that you may not like, and then the hearts get used to it, and then you cannot live without it. Today, however, it's not really such a good advice, because most of the donations that people give today, it's PayPal, all kinds of credit card, bank to bank. There's always wire fees. There's always 3% that they take. If you give $1 every day, only 40% of that will go to PayPal. You don't want to give PayPal money. You want to give to the yeshiva. So better to give in one shot. But in general, when you go to the synagogue and people come, you have to get yourself used to give a quarter. Everyone, even 20 a day, 30, you give them quarter, $1. You train yourself to be a giver. It's very good. Then, כל המעלים עיניו מן הצדקה. Someone that ignore an opportunity to give tzedakah. Ignore. Is equal to who? What kind of sinner the Torah compare a person that ignore giving tzedakah? When someone is running and collecting, 80% give, 10, 20% pretend they didn't see him or run or quickly go to the bathroom. Those people who avoid it and ignore it, what does the Torah call them? They equal like what kind of sinners? What do you think? Huh? He said murderer. What do you say?
Idol worshiper.
Idol worshipper. What else do you say? Who would you compare someone that ignored tzedakah? Who would you compare him to? The answer, very good. כל המעלים עיניו מן הצדקה כאילו עובד עבודה זרה. It's equal to an idol worshipper. Where does it say it? Baba Batra, page 10. And also Ktubot, page 68. Now the question is why? What's the connection? Why is it equal to someone that is an idol worshipper? Someone who just bowed down to an idol. And someone who saw the poor person come in a shul and walks like that and he didn't give him. They are equal in the eyes of Hashem. Why? I'll give you another example. There's another example. What is it? Someone that is angry. We learn about anger. He breaks something, he screams. Someone that is angry is also equal to an idol worshipper. Who can tell me what's the mutual between angry, stingy, and idol worshipper? Why they all count in the same category? Don't get me wrong. If you get angry, you don't get a death penalty. If you're stingy and you don't give tzedakah, you don't get a death penalty. If you worship an idol, you get executed and it's a death penalty. So when it comes to the punishment, is not equal. The punishment of idol worshipper and Mechalel Shabbat are the worst in the Torah, death by stoning. But there's no punishment death by stoning if you saw a poor person collecting and today you didn't give him. Otherwise nobody would leave. That's it. We will all be guilty at least once in our life not to give. But why is it all equal as far as the status of the sin?
I think it's similar because we have mitzvah to love every single Jew. So we're ignoring him when we have money in our pocket. So we're not caring about another Jew. We're not caring about Hashem in the way that can lead us to another York.
Everything you said is true, but you didn't answer my question. My question is, why is it compared to an idol worshipper?
Because with kas, with anger, it's as if the Shekhinah is not in front of you. And it's also a denial of hashgacha pratis. So if you see that you, let's say, have, kas v'sholom with flat fire, you get angry, then you're being angry at the hashgacha pratis.
Right, good. I know what you wanted to say. Let me elaborate it a little bit more. It's either you believe in God or you don't. If things get you angry, that means you have problems in your faith. When you bow down to an idol or you believe in someone else besides Hashem, that someone else has the power, then it's a problem in your faith. Anger, problem in your faith. Not giving money to the poor after the Torah promised 100 times at least that you don't lose from your pocket. I guarantee to give you back the money. And you still don't give. That means you don't believe in me. When you're angry, you don't believe in me. When you don't give, you don't believe in me. When you worship an idol, you don't believe in me. All three of them comes to the same problem. No faith, no emunah. And there's hundreds of other examples. There's many other examples. Someone who throws something in the time of his anger, also equal like an idol worshipper. Why is it? I send you this test and you blame the person. You get angry at him. Poor guy, not only got punished that I used him to hurt you because he's a sinner, and one sin leads to another. Avera goreret avera, megalgelim chova liidei chayav. If you are guilty, Hashem uses you to do negative things in the world. If you are not guilty, you're righteous, Hashem uses you to do positive things in the world. This concept is very, very solid. If you see that someone died because you hit him with your car accidentally, even though according to the police it's 1,000,000% not your fault. He jumped into the road in the last second. You're not Superman. He couldn't stop. And the police doesn't even arrest you. Yalla, go. I saw it. You're lucky I was here. You're not guilty. But you're very guilty. If there was a Torah in Sanhedrin today, they would send you to a shelter city. You'll be there 40 years in prison without your friends and family. Why? What did I do? I ride back then on a horse, and one kid lay down in the middle of the evening in a field. How am I supposed to see that he's going to lay there in the grass between all the weeds, right? So my horse stepped on him and killed him. Is that my fault? How can I see him? There's no way to see him. The bushes come all the way to the top, and one foolish kid was laying there in the bottom there. And while I was riding on my horse, I killed him. Is that my fault? The answer, yes. This particular accident is not your fault. But why you were chosen to be the killer? Because you're guilty of other things. That's why one sin leads to right away another opportunity for another sin. And if you're guilty, I use you to do executions. That's why it's not good to be a policeman. It's not good to be a prosecutor. It's not good to be a judge sending people to prison. Meaning Hashem is using you to kill people. Is using you to put people behind bar. Is using you to catch people and put them in prison and take away their freedom. Again, even if they deserve it. No question if they deserve it or not. But why I will be the one that God is using to torture so many people, even though if they deserve it? I rather Hashem will use me to teach Torah. I rather Hashem will teach me to bring people to Shiur Torah. I rather Hashem use me to save life, not to kill someone accidentally. Do you understand the point or no? You know, in Israel, a year ago, they wanted to pass a law, Hashem Yerachem, that people that are suffering in hospitals, doctors will be able to disconnect them and kill them. If they see they suffer, mainly it's cancer patients, people that really suffer. Anyway, they don't have that many days to live. And they see how much they suffer and the families suffer. Don't tell anyone. Disconnect them for a minute or two, kill them, and if you ever get caught, you're dismissed. It's not against the law. Plus, the hospital lose money. They need beds, especially here in America. It's thousands of dollars every night. Every night the patient laying there, the government, Medicaid, they lose a lot of money. Like this will be very good. So the head of the doctors, which is a totally secular person, nothing to do with religion, he got up and he said something very interesting. He said, we will vote now, and I'm totally against it. Why I'm against it? The job of doctors is to save life, not to kill people. If people would look at us in the future that we kill and we save life, we do two opposite things, we would lose our credit in the eyes of the public sooner or later, to the point that we won't be able to save life. It cannot be that we will do two opposite things at the same time. 1 hour I save life, 2 minutes later I shorten life. That's not my job. You want someone else to do it? Get someone from the outside to do it. Not that he cares about their life, don't get me wrong. We do not want to be the executor because our job is to save life. Did you know the majority of the deceased people in America write in their will that they don't want to be buried because it costs money. They want, what do you call it, cremation. They want their children to do cremation. Take the ashes, put it in a jar, and put it in a vase, next to the flower on a shelf, or bury the ashes in the backyard, or don't bury anything, just give it food to the fish in an aquarium. Is it good or bad? What do you think? I'm not talking now from the Torah point of view. Economically, if 1 million people that die every year, more than 500,000 of them do not buy a grave, it's good for the world or it's bad for the world? You're going to have less cemeteries. If people continue to die more and more and they still need to buy graves, the world has one size. The world is not becoming bigger. Even though there's a lot of empty fields that still can be used as graves, but it has to be also close to cities. And real estate is very expensive. So if you need to get 100 acre of lot and to turn it into a cemetery, it takes away a lot of, you see, when you drive in Queens, you see miles and miles, everywhere you see lots of graves. Imagine if there would not be graves over there, they could build buildings over there, 100 buildings, each one of them $200 million. So the graves costing a lot to economy. So they think, the government says it's a very good thing. The less people get buried, the less real estate, the less lots we're going to lose. But what can I do that the book of God, it says that if you don't bury a person and his body does not return back to the ground where it came from, his spirit will never ever have rest, suffer forever. You try to save $10,000 on a grave or $5,000, whatever it costs, and in the end your father will suffer for who knows how many thousands of years. Ignorance is the biggest enemy of the human being. You think you're doing something positive. Hi, Dad. Where is Dad? On the shelf. On the shelf. Okay. You'll be a wise guy. If you only saw how much your dad is suffering for not burying his body, even goyim, believe me, you wouldn't smile when you say, hi, Dad. You would run like crazy. Even when sometimes people are eaten by sharks, or that there's a horrible airplane accident that you don't find anything. There's no remaining. They do so much to find one tissue, something, a hand, a finger, a head, something to bury. If you bury something, that's it, it's good. The spirit is having a rest, that the person has a grave. Do you understand what's going on here? So if you think that you're going to pretend you don't see the people that in need and you don't give it to them, the Torah is cursing you immediately. Every time you see an opportunity to help and you pretend you don't see, that second a curse went into your account in Shamayim. Where does it say it? Where in the Torah it says it? Who knows? I'll read to you. It's written in Deuteronomy 16, verse 9. Yishamer lecha, be careful. Pen yeh davar im levavcha blial. That you won't be stiff-necked in your heart to say, Karva shnat hasheva. The year of Shemitah is coming every 7 years. All the loans that I give to the poor, they are all dismissed. I don't want to give him now help. If I'll help him, he won't give me back. He'll tell me next year, oh, no more debt. Yishamer lecha, right? לאמור קרבה שנת השבע, שנת השמיטה, ורעה אינך באחיך האביון ולא תיתן לו. And you don't want to give to your brother, the poor brother, because you're afraid that he's not going to pay you back because it's the year of Shemitah next year. and Shemitah cancel all the death every 7 years. Achzari, the Torah call you a cruel. Forget about Blial, which is a curse. Achzari means cruel. Where does it say it? Proverbs 12 verse 10. ורחמי רשעים אכזרי ומכחיש ייחוסו שאינו מזרע אברהם יצחק ויעקב. Now there is a doubt if you are from the descendants of Abraham, Yitzchak and Yaakov. It can't be that you don't have mercy. They were merciful. Someone that has no mercy on other immediately is called cruel. Where does it say it? Jeremiah chapter 50 verse 42. Achzari hema velo yerachamu. They are cruel and they have no mercy. Goes together. No mercy, cruel. Yes, mercy, there's no cruelty. Someone that has mercy on others brings mercy on him by Hashem. When you need Hashem to have mercy on you, not judgment. By judgment you're guilty. Maybe you don't deserve to live anymore. Maybe chas v'shalom you deserve to get wounded or sick or to lose all your money or who knows what. That second, your defense lawyer, the angel, will come and wave in the face of the Satan that tried to get you into trouble. I'm sorry. My client is a very merciful person. Look, just a week ago what he did for this person. Look how much he gave from his time and from his heart and money, and he drove him around and he lent him the car. That second, Hashem say, yes, by me everything is measure for measure. He has mercy on people, or I must have mercy on him. I postpone this punishment. By then you do tshuva. You never get punished. What saved you? That you had mercy on people. You have mercy on people. Hashem had mercy on you. Where does it say it? Deuteronomy 13 verse 18. ונתן לך רחמים וריחמך וירבך. Hashem gave you mercy and will have mercy on you. Meaning, Hashem gave you a wonderful trait, like Him. He is merciful. He made us also with the traits that He has. Generosity, mercy, wisdom. Hashem gave us the mercy. If we use it, He will have mercy on us, measure for measure. You understand? I'll tell you what it's like. You have a kid, he doesn't have money. You come, you give him $10 because the poor people are coming. He sits in a synagogue, and you know about 4 people are about to enter the synagogue to collect. You want to see if your son will give them tzedakah or not. But you know he doesn't have money. A minute before you tell him, here, you're a good boy, you came to pray nicely, take $10. Once the people come in, if he gives each one of them $1 or $2, it makes you very proud. Now when he does something bad a week later, and he deserves a punishment, your wife comes to you and says, come on, it's not fair. When the people came, you saw how he helped them in Iran and he gave them. You should have mercy on him now. Measure for measure, no? That's how it works by Hashem. Objection, Your Honor. How would you give him such a punishment when he has so much mercy on people? Is it fair? Immediately Hashem say, you're right, I can't touch him, even though he's guilty, even he's committing sins. I can't touch him yet. As long as he has mercy on others and he gives from his heart into other people, he is the best insurance by Hashem, the best. Someone that gives tzedakah to the poor must do it with a smiling face, not angry face, not, oof, again, every week you have to come. Okay. You know I cannot say no. Take. Okay, please, next time come next year, please. That doesn't count anything, nothing. Maybe it's a sin, not mitzvah. If it's hard for you to smile, pretend. Don't make him feel bad, because you don't want him to come again. If you make him a face because you don't want him to come, that means you don't trust Hashem. You don't have faith. That's why you don't want him to come. If you knew that every time you give him, Hashem gives you a lot more, you would tell him, just move to live here, don't go. Every minute come to me. Why you tell him come once a month, once a year? Rabbi, once a year it's enough. Not every 2 months, it's too much. Why? No faith. Let me read it to you. הנותן צדקה לעניים בסבר פנים רעות, איבד את זכותו. You lost your merit if you made a sour face. Even he gave a lot. You gave him $100,000 check, but you made a sad face. Okay, Rabbi, you're leaving me no choice. What can I do? I understand your yeshiva is going to be closed. Do I have a choice? Okay, here. What can I do? Thank you. Goodbye. That's not how you give. Thank you for giving me the zchut. I'm happy that I have the zchut from Shamayim to save such a yeshiva. Later when he leaves, you sit home and cry. But in front of him, put a nice show. Otherwise you lose everything. What kind of a fool a person can be? He just gave 2 or 3 weeks of his life. It took him a long time to make that money. 2 or 3 weeks of his life, 5-second face, and he lost it all. For 5-second face. This is how you give tzedakah. Open the door, here the door open. Tzedakah, please. Oh, how are you? Very nice, no problem, please come in. Should I give you something to drink, to eat? Maybe you're thirsty. No, I'm good, thank you, ma'am, thank you, sir. No, maybe you eat with us soon, we're gonna eat dinner or lunch. No, I'm in a rush. Okay, let me give you a few peaches for the way, 2 or 3 bottles of water. Give him a nice check or nice cash. And you say, Hashem will help you, Bezrat Hashem, you collect everything you need. Now, instead of 6 blessings from the Torah, your stock went up to 11 for saying few words. Few extra words doubled your merit. And if you make a face, even the 6 you don't have. אפילו נתן לו הרבה, איבד זכותו. איבד זכותו. Sometimes a person gives a lot and his brother is giving half of him. And he thinks, my brother is cheap compared to me. He gives small checks, but the brother gives it with nice face, and and he gives it with angry face. Who has bigger merit? The one that gave less. He makes more profit. It's all about the face. And better to give before a person asks you. If you heard in a shul, people are talking. Did you hear what happened? Moshe couldn't pay the rent. They want to evict him. They gave him 2 weeks notice or 3 days notice. You don't wait until he calls you. You call him. Moshe, what do I hear? You're running into some difficulties? Yeah, what can I do? How much you need? $7,000. If you're rich and you can give the whole amount, huge mitzvah. What, are you going to take the money with you to the grave? Tell him, don't worry about it. Come to my house or I come to you. Better you go to him. You have the money. Tell me who to send the check to. If you cannot pay it, you yourself don't have the full amount, you give what you can. Okay, from me you can have 1,000. Let me call my brother, let me call my neighbor, let me ask other people for you. That's how you do tzedakah. Not sitting home and reading Tehillim that he won't dial your number. וטוב שייתן בסתר. When you give, don't wait that everyone see. He waits for the right opportunity. Here, Rabbi, come! What happened? I need to give you tzedakah. It's not going to come quietly, do this. Why? He wants to get kavod. It takes away all your reward. You got 10 seconds of honor, you lost your zchuyot. That's a sign that you only do it for the honor, not really for the mitzvah. In the old days, people used to tie it in the back of their clothing. They have a special pocket in the back. And people who need it, he puts a sign. You know how here they have an envelope And they put it by the people, and everyone put some money inside. Over there was different. The envelope was in the back of a person when he walked in the street. It's sewed into his dress, and it said tzedakah in the back, meaning if you want it, come from behind my back and take how much you need from the pocket. Imagine someone would do like this today. What would happen to him? It would have 1,500 people fighting, shaking here, left and right. What's happening? There's diamonds in his back. He won't be able to walk one step. People did not take charity unless they need it. Not like today. People that don't need it also take. Unbelievable. You understand? So it's very big that a person that gives doesn't get any honor for it, and the person that receives, he doesn't know who gave it to him, that he doesn't have to be embarrassed. The rule, this is the rule. As much as you can hide that the poor person won't know who supports him, do it. If there's no way to hide, no way to hide. You need to send a check, you don't have the cash, and they're going to see your name on the check. If you can delete it, you can take a marker and delete it. And he went and did an investigation. This account belongs to who? What can you do? But you did as much as you can to hide it. When a person does charity, there are levels in charity. If he needs food for Yom Tov or for Shabbat, if you cooked for him and gave it to him ready, it's higher than when you gave them the money to go buy and prepare. But today it's dangerous because nobody trusts anyone with kashrut. How do I know it's kosher? How do I know it's this? How do I know they clean the flour? How do I know the milk is Chalav Israel? How do I know where they get the meat from? Too many politics and question marks, and who knows if it's good or not. Either better you give him the food in cans or in bags which comes with kashrut certificate. Same thing in Purim. When you give mishloach manot, don't give cooked stuff in your house. Unless you're someone very famous to be righteous, that everyone count on you, then it's okay. You can give them cooked food. But other than that, better to just give them something that they know what kashrut it has. They don't eat from this kashrut, they give it to someone that count on this kashrut. So, here is some examples. Now the Navi says, Hosea chapter 10 verse 12, Zir'u lachem litzdaka, kitzru lefi chesed. Today when you give charity, it's like putting seeds in the ground. When the time comes and you need mercy, now you're going to go and cut from what you planted years ago. Now it's time to cut the fruit. There's many, many verses that you don't ever lose from it. Then there's another thing. Tzedakah teromem goy. Charity, uplifting a nation. Even the goyim, if they do charity. United States, they give a lot of money all over the world. For over 50 years, they are dominant. All the world financial business, it's all depend on United States. If United States go bankrupt, Wall Street go bankrupt, all the American banks go bankrupt, the world is finished. Even in China, when they had 6 times more people or 5 times more people than America, they're not as substantial to the world like United States. If everything in the United States finished, that's it. There's no customers, no world, no business, no stock market, no international banking. There is no country in the world that can put a ban and sanctions against other countries like United States. All the banks in the world are shaking from the Americans. As soon as the Americans say to them, if you won't fill up the IRS papers and don't tell us the names of all your American customers, we will put you in a blacklist. You won't be able to do banking in America or with American companies. Immediately they surrender. No other country, I'll give it to him. No other country has this power. No other country. Give it to him. No other country has such a power. For instance, Russia is a very big country. Russia is a very big country. They have hundreds of millions of people. Russia has more nuclear weapons than the United States, a lot more. Russia has enough missiles to destroy the whole world in 5 minutes. The United States also, but they have less than Russia. Russia is a very rich country, naturally. They have oil, they have metal, they have a lot of things. But Russia doesn't have the financial power of the United States, not even 10%. United States put sanctions on Russia. If Russia puts sanctions against the United States, they don't have the power. No other country, even Japan, all the cars, almost every other car, Japanese, such a rich country. Without United States, they're done. If United States decide not to sell Japanese car, Japan collapse, finished. You understand? Donald Trump wanted China to help him against North Korea before they destroy the world. North Korea. The Chinese play a double game. In one hand, they pretend that they're concerned that North Korea is developing quickly nuclear weapons. On the other hand, they're communists like them. They hate America much more. So they play double face. Donald Trump got angry. He said to them, to the Chinese, if you're not gonna put pressure on North Korea to stop, like I tell you, I'm gonna pass a law right now that no Chinese merchandise will be able to enter the United States without 30% tax. It will finish China. As it is now, they don't know how to feed the people. There's hundreds of millions of people in China. The government don't know what to do with them. They hope that they were not alive. 18, 19, 20, no job, no future, no nothing. Even one spoon of rice they can barely get to survive, not to die from starvation. Don't look at Beijing and Shanghai, that it's like New York. What about the rest of China? It's all farmers. They all live in straws. Bungalows, I don't even know how to call it. One hurricane, one flood, 70, 80,000 people are flushed with the water and everything. The little that they have is all gone. The life that they have over there is horrible. You don't have things like this in America. People who live in straw bungalows and a flood comes and they have nothing and they live on the street for years. Or in India, massive countries, without the American economy, they're done. You see right away what's going on here. Why Hashem gave America such a power? It's a country of chesed. Well, ask one big rabbi, what's the secret here that is blessing here? The answer, they help a lot of people. The Social Security, they give money to countries, they help Israel. Even though much of the money that they give for their own good. Not that they're really so generous and charitable. It's worth it for them for politics. To give money to Jordan, if tomorrow we need them, we hold them by the neck. Or we give money to Israel, the $3 billion a year. If the Israelis won't listen to us, we'll cut their budget. They depend on that money, or Egypt. You understand? But still, in the end, they're giving out money. They're giving out money, they get the blessing. That's it. It's 100%. Then it says also, Ani medaber b'tzedakah rav le'Hoshea, the prophet Isaiah 63, verse 1. I'm speaking with charity. It's very able to save, to bring salvation. Proverbs 21:21. Rodef tzedakah v'chesed imtzah chaim tzedakah v'kavod. Someone that runs after charity and kindness will find life. What life is talking about? What life? In the next world, life of eternity, not here. I explained to you, over here it doesn't call life. Only over there it's called life. Like the Torah says, if you listen to me and keep my mitzvot, you will live. What do you mean? And now I wasn't alive until now when I didn't keep. It means that when Hashem say you would live, or that you will find life, it's not life here. The dog here is also alive. The Palestinian murderer is also alive. The Nazi is also alive. The Mechalelei Shabbat are also alive without keeping mitzvot. But the Torah says if you keep mitzvot, you would live. If not, you will not live, meaning life of eternity. It's very obvious. Same thing over here. You run after tzedakah and chesed, you will find life, tzedakah and honor. When you need tzedakah, someone will do it for you. Your children, you. Life is ups and downs, not always you up. And people will always give you respect. People will give you respect. In another place in Isaiah chapter 1 verse 27 it says, Tzion b'mishpat tipadeh v'shavea b'tzedakah. The salvation of the nation of Israel, Zion, will come only through justice, meaning the courts will be according to the Torah and be fair, not like today. And those who made tshuva, v'shavea, those who returned from their crimes and became religious, b'tzedakah, lots of charity. When you become a Baal tshuva, give almost all your money for tzedakah, don't worry. Life is short. There are many, many years you did horrible things. Redeem yourself. Why are you giving so much? I don't care. I did so much bad in my life. Let me save Hashem children. Rabbi, how many CDs? Give it for me, for my kids. Give it out. Let people become more Shomrei Shabbat. His wife say, Moshe, why are you giving half of your money to tzedakah? 20, 30, 40 years I was against Hashem every minute. I don't have now enough time to change the balance to the positive. I'm 30, I'm 40. What do I know? Maybe I will die next. I don't have that much time, but charity will buy me a lot of mitzvot. Yeshiva, CDs, Baalei Tshuva, poor families. The more I give, the more my account is getting full. Meaning at one point, I have more positive than negative. But if I don't give anything, I put tefillin, 2 mitzvot. Talit, 3 mitzvot. I pray, 4 mitzvot. I pray mincha, 5 mitzvot. I gave $1 in a box of the shul, 7 mitzvot. I made Birkat Amazon, 8 mitzvot. How many mitzvot I'm gonna do? I start age 30, age 40 after so many sins. Now I'm gonna accumulate 10, 20 a day? Where is it gonna get me? Especially when I don't know how long I would live. What's the solution? Make others become religious. Give, be generous, a lot, sponsored, give. Why? Everything switched to the positive side. Even though you were only religious 20 years, but you were not religious 40 years. Many years you were a sinner. And now only 20 years, shomer mitzvot. But the 20 years you took advantage on it. You gave a lot of your money out, especially if your money is not clean. You were in business for many years, stealing, cheating customers. It's not even your money. You want to die when this money is in your bank account? Do you know how many problems you're going to have in the judgment day? When you come in front of Hashem and the Satan will show that you have millions of dollars in your account and 95% of it belongs to other miserable people that you stole from? What are you going to do? At least if you give it out, I don't know, where will I find all my customers? Where will I find all the people I ever conducted business with? Where? At least if I give it out, I'm showing Hashem, you see, I'm not the same person I used to be. I'm not greedy. I'm not hungry. I don't want cursed money like this. I'm giving it out, and you know who this money belongs to and give him the merit for it. I don't know how to find them. That's the right way to do tshuva. Generosity. Tzion b'mishpat tipadeh. The nation of Israel will be redeemed by a real sentence. V'shavea b'tzedakah. And the Jews that did tshuva, what's going to save them? Tzedakah. Charity. Lots of charity. Everyone according to his ability. It doesn't go by amounts. It goes by percentage. If one person make $1 million a year and he gave 10,000 a year, that's nothing. It's nothing. What is it? 1%. Even his maaser he did not meet. Maaser is 100,000. And then on top of it, you have to give tzedakah. He didn't even meet his maaser. Stealing from Hashem. Not only he doesn't give, he has an obligation to give 10%. Not only he doesn't give the 10%, even the 10%, he doesn't give tzedakah, even the 10% is not meeting. And then someone who makes 50,000 a year, and he gave 7,000 from it. Percentage-wise, 13, 14%. The other guy gave 1%. This guy gave 14%. The 14% is 6,000, 7,000. The 1% is 10,000. 10,000 is more than 6. No, that's not how it goes. It goes from percentage from your income, not amount. Of course, it's true. One of the ways Hashem pay reward to a person in the eternal world is what came out of your money. That's true. So if you're poor, bad luck, tough luck. There's not that much you can do with your money. And if you're rich, you can give a lot, and a lot more will be done with your money, with one exception to the rule. If you're poor and you're dying to give, and you can't give, you can still give more than the rich people. How? Convince the rich people to give. If you convince them to give, whatever they give, count like you gave more. So if you convince your uncle to give $10,000 to this cause, it counts in Shamayim you gave more than 10. It's written clearly in Masechet Baba Batra. Gadol ha'me'aseh yoter min ha'oseh. Someone that make other people do, his reward is greater than them. Not only charity, everything. You make him put tefillin. Chabadnik stand on the street. Moshe come every day, put tefillin. Every day, it's across the street from his store. Yalla, no 2 minutes, I'll give it to this Mendel. I like him, nice guy, Mendel. Kadima Mendel, bring the tefillin. He thinks he's doing him a favor. Every day Mendel made Itzik put tefillin. Itzik got the reward of tefillin, and Mendel got more than Itzik. Multiply by hundreds, very good investment. If you make people give money, even better. They give money to Torah, to yeshiva. Many people learn Torah thanks to it. It counts, it all goes to your account. You convince him to give. Now, another verse. Hashem say, you know why I love Avraham? כי ידעתיו למען אשר יצווה את בניו ואת ביתו אחריו ושמרו דרך השם לעשות צדקה ומשפט. I love Abraham. Why? Because I know he will command his children and his family to follow the way of Hashem and to do tzedakah. To give a lot of tzedakah like Abraham used to do. That's why I love him. He will teach his children also to be like him. ויהי דוד עושה משפט וצדקה לכל עמו. גדולה צדקה. We see that the tzedakah is very, very important. Every other pasuk, it's tzedakah, 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 tzedakah. Tzedakah. Shmuel, Samuel B, chapter 8, verse 15. ויהי דוד עושה משפט וצדקה. Justice and charity. In Kings A, chapter 10, verse 9, יהי אדוני אלוהיך ברוך, אשר חפץ בך, לתיתך על כיסא ישראל באהבת השם את ישראל לעולם, וישמך למלך לעשות משפט וצדקה. Hashem spoke to Shlomo, King Solomon. God will be with you. His will is to put you as a chairman on a chair of control of the nation of Israel. Because Hashem loved the nation of Israel for eternity, He put you as their king to do mishpat u'tzedakah, justice and charity. tzedakah. גדולה צדקה שמגיעה עד כיסא הכבוד. Charity is so important. It goes all the way to the seventh heaven, to the chair of Hashem, metaphorically. There are 7 different layers. The 7th one is the top one, the highest. spiritual world. Tzedakah goes express to the seventh one with no obstacle on the way. שנאמר, תהילים, Psalms 89 verse 15. צדק ומשפט מכון כיסאך. Tzedek, justice, and charity goes all the way to your chair, Hashem. ויקבע Hashem צבאות במשפט. Hashem is going higher and higher in the trial, in the judgment. והאל הקדוש נקדש בצדקה. We say it on Yom Kippur and Rosh Hashanah. What makes Hashem goes into his holiness level? צדקה. גדולת צדקה שהיא מלווה לעושיה בשעת פטירתו. What's gonna walk you into your grave, in your funeral, from the grave into the bedin shel mala, into the court of heaven? You don't want the bad angels, the black angels who comes and try to take revenge, no. But if you give a lot of charity, all these good white angels are all coming to defend you. They will walk you in the time of your death, from this world into the next world. That it's written, והלך לפניך צדקך, כבוד השם יאספך. Your charity will walk in front of you, and Hashem will come and pick you up from this world. In another place, Psalms 89 verse 3, it says, Olam chesed yibaneh. You know what build this world? Kindness, sharing, helping the needy, helping the poor, helping the ignorant, teaching Torah, sharing your belongings with others. The Gemara in Masechet Sukkah, page 41, it says, "V'yeh nadiv b'mamono le'ader b'mitzvot." When you buy tefillin, Rabbi, bring me the best one. When you buy mezuzot, bring me the best one. You buy arbat aminim, get a very good one. Don't look for the cheapest one 5 minutes before the holiday begins. The leftover from the floor. No. Don't be afraid. Whatever you spend on mitzvot will come back to you. Whatever you need to buy, when it comes talit, buy the best one. The strings that you have to put on a talit, buy the best one. Handmade by a Jew, Shomer Shabbat. There are different levels. Everything you do, you build a home, make 2 sinks, Chalavi, Besari. Yes, it costs double. You need 2 dishwasher. Everything double. What do you worry? You do it for the honor of Hashem, for the Torah. You really think you're going to lose? Are you normal? If you can afford to make a Pesach kitchen, your wife can cook a week or 2 before in a separate kitchen while people still eating chametz on the other one. Do it. Don't be cheap. Everything for Chvot Shamayim, be generous. When it comes to nonsense, you don't need the best cars. As long as it has good engine, as a Toyota, Nissan, you can drive all the way from here to Israel 10 times. You're good. You're not going to drive that much. When it comes to the car, Rabbi, no, that's a special model. It's $5,000 that it makes a beep every time you move a lane. Extra $5,000, a special system. Ladders, sunroof. No, Rabbi, it's not regular sunroof. It's double. It goes also to the head of my wife over there in the back. Shtuyot. Single guys here have 3 cars in their driveway. No wife, no children. 3 cars. SUV, regular everyday Mercedes, and the weekend Ferrari. Why do you need 3 cars? I like to change mood, Rabbi. I'm not always in a mood for this. Why you need this car though? You don't have a family. For the snow. It's good. It's everything burning the money on shtuyot. Computer, buy 10 times more than what you need. Give me this, give me that. What? You work on a computer 10 minutes a day to read the news. What does he need? When it comes to tefillin, Rabbi, you don't have anything cheaper? $800? Too much. Get me something. Doesn't have to be so heavy and good. The writing is the same, right? It's all the same, right? It's the same writing. So no, the writing is not so beautiful. So what? But when it comes to nonsense, restaurant, $300 a plate. Shabbaton in hotel, $150 a plate. Each meal, 3 times in Shabbat, $450. Plus the room, $1,000 a person. Family of 8, $8,000 to spend Shabbat in a nice hotel in Jerusalem, Rabbi. For the stomach. Then you tell them, it's Bachur Yeshiva, poor guy, gives his life for the Torah, he cannot pay the rent 3 months. How much is his rent? $675. Okay, I'll try to help. Send $36. The mango that they gave him in the hotel cost him $36. He didn't care. But for the Avrech Kollel to give him maybe $2,000-$3,000, they can sit another 3-4 months and learn Torah, his heart was burning. Why he doesn't go to work? He became Hashem now, the judge of the world. Why he didn't become I can find him a job. Very generous. He wants to get him out of the yeshiva. One person came to Rav Steinman with a check, $100 million. 2 years ago, 3 years ago. He put it on his table. Rabbi, donation. For what? To help Bachurei Yeshiva find a job. That they can support their families. They're going to courses, they learn to be a nurse, to be a computer expert, maybe, bookkeeper. They cannot go to the Israeli colleges, it's worse than the beach over there. So we're going to make schools to teach them. Rabbi ripped the check. Thank you very much. So he said to him, why, Rabbi? People need to find jobs, no? He said to him, the Gemara says 1,000 people go into Bet HaMidrash, 1 comes out. 1,000 went into yeshiva, 1 become a rabbi. 999 do not become a rabbi, meaning Talmidei Chachamim. Now, so based on that formula, we have to put another 500,000 learners into the yeshivot to supply enough rabbis to all the Jewish communities. Do you know how many synagogues in the world don't even have a rabbi? Why do you think you have rabbis like that say everything the opposite of the Torah? They don't know Aleph, Bet, like 2nd grade in yeshiva, they don't know. And they call themselves speakers and they go and give speeches. And they take advantage on innocent people that don't know anything from their life. Why do you think you have things like this? There's a lot of demand and there's not enough people. Not enough people with the right knowledge. So he wants now to offer money for people to go get a job. Do you know what would happen? Half of the people from the yeshiva, when they offer them money, 6-month course for free in Israel, right away they run. So the yeshivot, instead of 150,000 learners, they're going to drop to 70,000. Bichlal, to destroy the Jewish nation. Why? Like Hashem doesn't have enough money to feed everyone. They need to be a computer expert. Like the Russian guy, my friend, in Brooklyn, every Tuesday, drill in my head. College! So proud, he went to college in Russia. Still didn't come out of his system. College. See, Rabbi, you know why I know it? I went to college. So I answer him, the Gaon Mivilna didn't go to college and he know 1 billion times more than you. Same thing the Rambam and same thing every other rabbi I know. Without college, there's anything the Chazon Ish didn't know about medicine? You don't believe me? Go ask the professors in the biggest hospitals in Israel. I have it on video. In Israel, there is one, it's called Elimelech Führer. You heard about him? He has an organization to help people. He is a matchmaker between patients and doctors. Everyone who has a big tragedy, big problems, needs a big surgery, all kinds of cancer, lo alenu. First thing the doctor say, Go first to Führer. Whatever he said, we're going to do. They made a TV show on him. Hasidic guy. He never went to college, and he never learned in medical school. And all the doctors in the article say he knows more than any doctor in Israel. Brain surgeon, cardiologist, none of us knows what he knows. They ask him, how do you know everything? The driver answered, 30 years of non-stop learning without medical school. He learned it from day to day. He tells the doctor how to do the operations. The Chazon Ish, in one of the books, there's his handwriting, brain surgery, he drew to the doctors in Israel 50 years ago. They didn't have the equipment they have today. 50 years ago to do a brain surgery, they was almost guaranteed to die. In the middle of the surgery, the Chazon Ish drew how to do it. They came to the professors in Israel. They looked at what he says. They got the shock of their life. So we never thought about this option. What do you think? Of course, that's the right option. They changed in the middle of surgery. They did it like the Chazon Ish, and later they went to see who's this rabbi who gave us the advice how to do the brain surgery. And they said, thanks to this, I saw it in my own eyes in a book, a picture of this note. A picture of the note is printed on one of the books, The Life of the Chazon Ish. And they said, thanks to this, the life of the patient got saved. If we would do it the way we wanted, for sure he would die. And they asked, how did you know? Never once in his life he stepped in a secular place to learn anything. How the Gaon Mivilna knew everything? Anyone knew more math than the Gaon Mivilna? Anyone knew more than the Malbim? They went to universities. The Rambam went to medical school. The greatest doctors ever lived. Chazal, the Gemara is full of rabbis that were doctors, big ones, better than the ones we have today even. They used to make surgery, liposuction, 2,000 years ago, without the equipment of today. Read in the Gemara, the son of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, they took 2 buckets of fat in a month of Tammuz, July, August. 2 buckets full of fat from his stomach. It was very heavy. Liposuction, 2,000 years ago. It's written in the Talmud. Rabbi couldn't see with his eyes. He was an old man. He lived 120 years. The doctor made a special paste from all kinds of trees and leaves. And he told him, before you go to sleep, smear it in the back of your head. And in the morning, everything will be fine. He put it in the back of his head. He slept. He got up in the morning, 20/20, without laser. I have a lecture, Torah and Science 2. Knowledge in Chazal, it's called. Watch it. You won't believe. David HaMelech, 3,000 years ago, he made surgeries to his soldiers, removed their splint. How many doctors in the world knows today how to make a surgery to remove the splint? Why you need to remove the splint? If you remove the splint, you can run miles and miles and miles and you don't get tired. No problem. Not like now when we run from here to the car. Next Monday, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to come. I got tired running from the shul into the car across the street. They ran non-stop like horses. Also, he made surgery in their feet. He made special cuts with a knife and eliminate the nerve system in their feet. Chinese medicine, no? Acupuncture. Better than them. 3,000 years ago. Man, hundreds of examples in the Talmud. Hundreds. Some of them were astronomers. They knew about the skies, the galaxies. This is 2,000 years ago. Without satellites, without NASA and $30 billion a year budget, without, on a donkey with a primitive telescope that can barely see from here to the clock over there. With this kind of tools, they knew more than what scientists know today, in some places. Before we finish, when it comes to mitzvot, be generous. Don't be stingy. Your kids is bar mitzvah, don't say, he's a little kid. One day he's going to buy his own tefillin. Buy them the best. Buy the best talit. Help. Use your money. When Hashem sees you use the money for mitzvot, it's a huge thing. Then when you use it for your fancy car, it's not going to be as bad. Because when a Satan come and push it, look at this guy, how much he loves himself. Best cars, best this, best that. Then the protector, the defense would say, excuse me, he loves himself? Look how many pairs of tefillin he bought for people over the years. Look how much from his salary he gives the Talmidei Yeshiva that learns. Look, when he needed to buy every one of his children, he bought the best one. Not only the best car, also the best tefillin. How are you going to look when you buy the best house, the best car, the best watch, the best food, and the worst tefillin, and the worst mezuzot, and the worst arbat aminim, and the worst talit? How are you going to show your face? Rabbi, but I was keeping Shabbat. Keeping Shabbat. Try to save $20 on a talit. Try to save $100 or $200 on a tefillin. One-time investment for 30 years, you try to save $200, you're not embarrassed? You know, I know Talmidei Yeshiva, 3 years, every day they put 1 shekel in saving to buy a very high-level pair of tefillin. 3 years, shekel a day. Shekel, you know, a shekel is a quarter, they don't have. The maximum they can put aside is a shekel. Every day, shekel, until they had enough. 3 years they worked so hard to be able to buy a pair of tefillin. When they had 4,000 shekel or 5,000 shekel, it's very tempting to go buy a few suits and nice shoes and to finally dress normal and to have some things you can never afford. No, they didn't do it for that. They did it for the tefillin. When it comes to mezuzot, Rabbi, why $70? The cloth costs more than $10. The case $2. To make the crowns another $4. To check by computer another $3, $4. Before you even started, more than $20. It's the cost just to start. And then 3 to 4 hours to ride it beautiful. How much he makes an hour? $12 an hour, the sofer. 14. Tony, that pack your tomatoes in a supermarket, makes more than the sofer in Yerushalayim. Vinny and Tony and Jose put potatoes in a bag. Como está, señor? Hola, señora. Tony makes $12, $14, whatever. The sofer that went so many years to learn this, gets tested every year, certificate. Sometimes he works 2-3 hours and he make a mistake. He has to bury the mezuzah, start from the beginning. Why so much? Because it's handmade. Some people maybe think that they take one mezuzah and make copies. It's handmade with a feather. Try to write 713 letters with a feather, like this, without smearing anything, without touching each other, to be equally symmetric, not to leave space in the end of the line, or not, not to run out of space, that you're going to have to start all from the beginning. Let's see you, if it's not going to drive you crazy. I know few sofrim, the best one, they don't want to write. I beg them, write for me. No. It drives me crazy, I can't. I need a lot of patience, what do you think? And none of them become rich, you know that. Ezra put a curse on it, that the sofrim will never be rich. Why? Otherwise, you're going to have to pay $5,000 a pair of tefillin. If a sofer become a millionaire, he makes over $1 million a year. He's not going to work for $600-700. He's going to charge you $5,000 for a pair. Otherwise, I don't want to waste my time. I invest in real estate. Why do I need to be sofer? One mezuzah will be $300, like the Babo to sell it for $300. Special bracha from the Baba Sali. But the Baba Sali was 30 years ago, and you just wrote it a week ago. No, don't worry, the Baba Sali gave my grandfather a bracha that it goes all the way to this mezuzah. I one time went to a seminar. They brought one guy from Israel to tell jokes. And then all of a sudden, he decided to do fundraising for himself. Very odd. He took out mezuzah, special mezuzah, $300. One of my Baalei Tshuva, naive, he bought it. He said to me after that, Rabbi, I think it's a good deal. He doesn't know. I said, well, I could buy you 5, 6 with this price. And probably will be a lot better than the level of this one. Quickly he ran back to the guy. What is this? Why, you're charging 5 times more? He didn't want to give him his money back. A minute later, no matter what happened. No, it's mitzvah, it's neder. According to the Torah, was he supposed to give him his money back or no? He took advantage on him. He didn't know the real price of mezuzot in Israel. Here it's good mezuzah can cost you over $100, yes. But in Israel, it's cheaper than here. 200 and change shekel. 220, 240 shekel. Yeah, that's what you get, a very good mezuzah. One more thing before we finish. Always lend people things. Can I borrow your tools? Can I borrow this? Yes. Especially the ones that are not getting ruined. Someone needs your hammer. What do you care? You use it all day. He's going to give it back to you. What's a hammer? He needs your drill. Okay, he's going to use it for 20 minutes. He got stuck in the middle of building sukkah and he's going to run now to Home Depot to buy a new one. He needs it now. Extension cord. Some people have and they lie. I don't have, I'm sorry. Wow, I wish I can help. Poor guy's going to drive now 2 hours. 1 hour to get there, 1 hour to come back, to look for it. The store is the size of a city. You can only give it to him, would save him 3 hours. Erev Chag. That's chesed. You can earn a lot. People cut from your property. They want to go to the parallel street. They don't want to go around. Especially old people, sick people, people that their legs hurt. So they want to make a shortcut. So they ask you, can we cut from your driveway, from your backyard to the other street? You should say, of course. No, you're going to walk on my grass. Psh. Wow. But they want to walk on his grass. He can't sleep at night. Moshe, why you don't sleep? I saw somebody walks in the backyard. Oh, if I only can shoot him. What's the problem? Rabbi is ruining my grass. Look, the grass there's a line here. There's no more grass. Buy a bag in Costco. Every 2 years, put $3 extra seeds. Between now and next Shabbat, it will be full. What's the problem? What do you worry about? People are crazy. They're not going to let someone go. It's going to go every day. 100 people will go. Another 10 minutes in the heat, in the rain, in the snow. So many people will suffer because he's afraid that the grass will turn brown. He's going to have a lot of grass in Gehenom, that's for sure. To make it beautiful view for him over there. People go crazy. I've seen in my own eyes. People go out of their home on Shabbat, screaming, cursing. Don't walk here! Ganavim! You're thieves! What happened? What did you lose? Let people use, be generous, lend money. When you lend money to a poor person, if you're rich, make a condition. If he won't be able to pay me, I mochel the money. But sometimes they don't have. They need it now. They say, hey, I'm going to give you. They don't have. What are you going to do? They need now more money. By the time they have to pay you, they need another loan. If you don't forgive them, the poor guy is going to get into trouble. Also volunteer your body to help people. Carry. Your father come home. This is for the teenagers. Run to help. Your mother comes from shopping, supermarket, Walmart, Costco, I don't know. Cases, water, seltzer, watermelons. Run, don't wait. Then they call you 15 times and you pretend you're in a bathroom until they bring everything in. Your brothers, then you show up. You need me? No. If you have emunah in Hashem, you know your mother is on the way, you wait outside already. Especially here, Rigo Park, Forest Hills, when people live in apartments, it's even harder. From the street to go all the way to the elevator, it's not like a driveway directly into your garage. And some houses have elevators. God forbid you have to walk 8 stairs up. Elevators. When the public is suffering, participate with them. Don't say, I have nothing to do with that, it's not my problem. Pray with them, read Tehillim with them, be happy with them. People are in a hospital, go and visit. People need a burial, funeral, they don't have enough for minyan. Go, don't be afraid. I'm lose money, Rabbi, I'm gonna lose. I have to work. You can never lose from doing something Hashem is happy about. Can never lose. If that's what you think, you're not religious. Please don't call yourself religious. If you walk in the street thinking, I did something for the sake of Hashem, and I lost from it, you're not religious. You're a robot that keep few mitzvot. Robot. You want, I'll give you a robot, he will keep mitzvot just as much as you. Program him. Religious mean I always count on Hashem. It cannot be that I'm going to do something to make him happy and I'm going to lose because of it. And you know what? It would be a great honor to lose for Hashem. He won't ever let you lose. If you have someone you love so much, and you know he loves, I don't know, wine or whiskey or something, and he's coming for Shabbat, you run, you pay $200 a bottle, you're happy. Why? You know, he's such a friend that I waited for him 10 years. For him, I'm enjoying to spend as much money as possible. Why? It makes you happy, because you love him, right? If you love Hashem, you would care to lose money for him. Plus, you just can't, even if you want, you just can't. You can never lose. It's against the rules. What is the number one charity? The number one chesed, kindness, from all possibilities we mention here tonight. The highest. Giving money to people, volunteer your body, cheering them up, giving them food, visiting the poor, the sick, burying the dead, teaching Torah, making Baalei Tshuva. Which one is the highest kindness and the highest charity? Uveyoter, I'm reading it to you, don't say I said it. Uveyoter צריך להיות נדיב בחוכמת תורתו. The most out of everything. You have to be the most generous with your wisdom and knowledge of Torah to share it with others. More than your money even. Teach people Torah. ללמד כל אדם דעת, to teach people the right wisdom. ולמשוך את ליבם לשמיים, to attract their hearts to Hashem, to עבודת Hashem. וזוהי הנדיבות הגדולה שבכל מיני הנדיבות. This is the highest generosity among all kinds of generosities. You can be a poor guy walking with Gemara or a book with a bicycle, and you're more generous than Bill Gates. He gives billions, you teach Torah, and it goes all over on tape, CDs, YouTube, millions of people, millions of hours of Torah every year. Of course, you're much more generous than him. Do you understand what's it's written here? I didn't make it up. The highest level of generosity, to teach people the Torah of Hashem. That's the right way, that's the wrong way. המתנדב לאדם להביאו לחיי העולם הבא. Why? Because you bring a person into the life of eternity. There's no end to how much he owes you. You give him $1,000 one time. He bought 2 suits for his children, 3, 4, whatever. And it's over. A month later, they're in the garbage. Especially if his kids are American. Shoes every week. Suit every 2 weeks. No value for anything. They don't care. When I was 17, my father bought me a car. I was embarrassed to ask him for money for gas. It was 10 shekel a day. 10 shekel a day to fill up the gas to drive. And my school was very far away. I took 2 buses to go to school, 2 buses to come. Half of the days I used to go with 4 buses when I have a car waiting. Because One day I asked him for money, 1 or 2 days after I was embarrassed. So I went with buses. Today, no matter how much you give your children, it's never enough for them. What did you do for me? You know why I'm like this? You never ever give me enough love. The prince in Saudi didn't get half of the love you got. With all the servants around him. Did you ever pick up your clothes from the floor? Did you ever put it in a laundry basket? Did you ever fold anything in your life? Did you ever iron something? Did you ever make yourself one meal? Did you ever go to buy something? Did you ever cut the grass here? Anything you did in the house besides complaining? America, the land of freedom and democracy. Your parents got you upset, Itzi? Call 911. Why? Your father gave you a smack. Call 911. Tzaddik. Child abuse. Child abuse. That's what's going on. Did you hear that fool? Every week there's a new fool. Did you hear that video runs around? If your son stole your car and he came back home at 4 a.m., don't rebuke him. Make him a party. Open champagne or wine. L'chaim, son. Well done. Don't give him criticism that he stole the car and came back at 4 a.m. Don't wait by the door with the angry face. Clap for him. Great Yishar Koach, Yankale. Maybe we should buy a better car that you can enjoy going to the horrible places. At least you won't suffer for the bumps on the road, maybe. This is the world we live in. Yes. Even though, Rabotai, generosity is good, you have to be careful in one thing. One thing you have to be careful. What is it? צריך להיזהר שלא יהיה פזרן להשיג תאוות ליבו במיני מאכל ומשקה. Bottom line, don't be a pig. Don't be a pig. You need food, buy what you need. You don't need the best things in the supermarket. The best, the most expensive thing. Rabbi, לכבוד Shabbat, Yom Tov. It's not Yom Tov, it's for your stomach. You're full of desires and baloney. It needs the best one. It's good fish. I don't know, $12 a pound? No, there's one $40. Special caviar. Suit. Nice, beautiful one, 200 and change. Nice, 100% wool, beautiful. No one in the world will ever know. He needs the one for 2,000. Everything has to be, so that's greed, desires. צריך להיזהר שלא יהיה פזרן. Don't throw money להשיג תאוות ליבו. Don't run after a desire. Every 2 weeks he changes his phone. Do you know, I want to tell you a story. I had in the last, I use my phone thousands of hours to answer questions, these people. Non-stop the phone is working. I had, I don't know, maybe 6, 7 phones until now. Each one of them was worth a few $100s. And I never ever bought a phone. All my phones is from a friend of mine that I has that buy a brand new phone, use it for a month, and right away a new model comes out and he begged me to come take his old one, which is totally brand new. Do you understand what's happening here? You just got this one a month and a half ago. The tape, the piece of tape on the front, when it comes with the tape, sometimes it's still on. Why do you... No, I like that the screen is a little bit wider. How much wider? 2 or 3 millimeters, a little bit wider. This one had the pen. When we use the pen? You ever saw a person that used the pen on a cell phone? It's from 10 years ago. People are crazy. Not good enough if it's 2 months old. You know, if you're going to buy a car, you're going to be surprised. There are thousands of cars every day in the auctions, 2017 with 2,000 miles on it. You're not going to believe it. I asked the dealer, who sell a car? 2017, we're still on 2017, with 2,000 miles, a brand new Toyota. It drives like a Mercedes, ma. Smells like it just came out of the factory. You'll be surprised, the dealers say. Lots of people. Well, they drove it 3 months, 4 months, 2,000 miles. I do it in a week or two. But I drive in a week or two, they did it in 3, 4 months, and right away they want a new car. Maybe they saw in a commercial something just came out. That's not good enough. That's a mental disease, Rabotai. 100% mental disease. No question about it. Person is so missing, sick. A person should not burn money on women. It leads a person to make sins. To buy fancy clothes. That's not going to bring him to reach a level of fear of Hashem. It will take away the fear. There's no mitzvah to be stupid, to let people take advantage on you. If you see that the only reason you have a friend because you're giving him things, you don't need friends like this. No mitzvah to be an idiot. Mitzvah to help those who need and those who appreciate. And those who say, no, it's okay, you helped me enough. Not the types that say, oh, what did you do for me? I expect a lot more from you. You understand? Also, you have to be very careful not to hold a grudge against the poor people that cannot give you back. You help from the heart. Don't ever dare to say to someone or to your wife, why did he ever give me back, this guy? He's not in your league. If you do it because you expect something back from him, come on, you're not in the right direction. It's written, כל חלב להשם ויהיה שכרו טוב הצפון אשר עין לא ראתה אלוהים זולתך יעשה לה מחכה לו. This is one of the greatest verses, the whole Tanakh. ממש joy to read it. It's in Isaiah 64 verse 3. עין לא ראתה אלוהים זולתך יעשה לה מחכה לו. כל חלב להשם ויהיה שכרו טוב הצפון. The reward to someone who took care of the miserable and shared and was generous. It's all hidden for him, tzafun, like a fikoman that we hide in Pesach, that's his reward. That an eye in this world did not see the level of the reward that is waiting for you. It's so big. There's no words to describe your reward in the next world. Besides Hashem, no one has any idea how big and huge is the reward of people that do chesed. And remember, what's the biggest chesed? Teaching other people Torah. And if you're not exactly a rabbi or a teacher or someone who knows how to talk, but you have money, join together with the rabbis who make people religious, give them as much money as you can. The more money he has, the more souls he saves. The more CDs he gives, the more USBs he gives, the more seminars he makes, the more people he brings into the yeshiva and pays some money for them that they can come to the yeshiva. Airfare, this, pay his boss, he owe money to his boss, to his roommate. Sometimes to put a guy in yeshiva, it's $2,000-$3,000, that's it. But you save him for life. I did it many times, Baruch Hashem. I found them a sponsor. I say, okay, how much you owe? I owe $2,000 to my roommate for 2 months rent. I didn't pay. And I owe this and I owe that. How much together? $3,000. So if we get you $3,000, you come tomorrow to the yeshiva? Yes. But you sign that you stay in the yeshiva at least a year. No games. Yes. At least a year. Sign. No, it's worth it or no? $3,000, you get a guy 90% Chiloni. You put him in yeshiva in Monsey, a year later he's already on the way to be a rabbi. What do you think, he's going to leave the yeshiva ever? Sitting and learning and growing. The guy that gave $3,000 is a billionaire in Olam Haba. Now he's going to get married. He's going to have 7, 8 children. They're all going to get married. They're going to have 7, 8 children. 50 years later, it's going to be hundreds of people learning Torah for $3,000 that he spends on an average suit. And in the end, he cannot wear it because it's full of shatnez. They wanted Hugo Boss. But they told you, Hugo Boss, 98, 99% are full of shatnez. All the fancy Italian designer suits are all full of shatnez. It's not regular to buy good, I don't know, Ralph Lauren, all these suits, Calvin Klein. Not good enough for you. Beautiful suit, $200 in Marshalls, I don't know, all these stores that sell them. They're not good enough. They're not fancy enough. Show me one person can tell the difference. For $3,000 suit to $200 suit. Show me one person that can tell. They look exactly the same. How many people know the difference between a $20,000 bottle of wine to $12 bottle of wine? How many? 1 out of 100 people knows the difference? Rabbi, you have to get a glass. One guy came to me for Shabbat from Atlanta. Very nice guy. Israeli who succeeded a little bit in business here. He bought very expensive Israeli wine. Now, we don't know anything about this. Which wine worth a lot, which wine. He said, Rabbi, this one in Israel is 250 shekel a bottle. Quick calculation, almost $80 for a bottle of wine. What's so special about it? He win all the awards. And we gave it to him with a paper glass, you know, those paper cups. Rabbi, אתה עושה צחוק. תביא glass. We don't understand about this. He took away his entire pleasure. He spent so much money. We give it to him in a paper glass. It's a whole ceremony. They have a special glass. They go like this. First you have to refresh the bottle, shake it, open it, let it breathe. They have all kinds of words. You know? How many people go and get cooked in the sun in the golf courses here in Long Island, suffering all day to put a show? That in this high class level of people, in a heat. Wow, Mashiach arrived. The ball went into a hole in the grass. Wow, such happiness. All day he carried the sticks, going up the hill, standing in the sun, 100 degrees, humidity. Why? Status. I play golf with him, with this lawyer, with this judge. Such faker people, all show. It's all a show. One guy told me, he said, well, you really like golf? We Israeli, we like soccer, to run, to sweat a little bit. What is this? I said, no, I suffer. It's so much. So why you go? It's a part of the people I do business with. I don't want to show them I'm not in their league. You understand? It's a status. It's not a real sport, Rabbi. It's just a show-off. You understand what's going on? How much a person is willing to suffer? The best example is high heels. How much the women suffer to walk with these twin towers all day like this, kill their back. Such suffering! Unbelievable. Why? Show off. Why suffer 3 hours in a wedding? How many of them take it when they want to dance? They take it off. They cannot run. They have to take it off. In the airport, sometimes you see they're holding it and they run. They miss the flight. How much a person is suffering? Or the tight mini skirt. She's trying to get up. Moshe, help me. I can't get up. Why? The skirt is too tight. Why is she suffering? 15 minutes until she got it on. With the extra weight of the holidays. Like this. Like that, choking. Why is it? All show off. All fakers, all hypocrisy. That's what it is. How much a person is willing to suffer. What people will say about me. what the people will say. So, Baruch Hashem, we're done. We finished with this chapter, generosity. We're not going to be here next Monday. We'll be back in a month. And then Bezrat Hashem will speak about people that have narrow eyes. They cannot see other people succeed. And then we talk about silence, how a person has to be quiet. Then we spoke about liars, life of lies. Then we spoke about life of the truth. Then we'll speak about kissing up to the wicked people. And then we'll speak about Lashon Hara and gossip and murdering people with your mouth. And then we will arrive to the most important chapter of Tshuva. We will be able to do 2 topics in each lecture. So, Ezrat Hashem, between now and Yom Kippur, I hope to get there. Thank you very much. We'll see you in a month. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen. Just one more reminder. You can collect my CDs if you want CDs in La Bella Restaurant on Main Street and 69 here in Queens, right here. It was sold. It's Bravo now. You can get over there my CDs, and you can get it in a kosher gym in Lakewood. In a kosher gym in Lakewood, you also have Bezrat Hashem. We will see you Bezrat Hashem in a month. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen ve'amen.